It's time to take a different approach to how we cover tech news. The latest US tariffs are raising the prices for new gadgets. Not to mention raising the prices for just about everything in our lives. It's pretty sobering to see headlines of how much an iPhone could cost in the US now. Now, I know things are changing fast. By the time I record this, until the day it publishes, even more can change. But I do think something will be true for a while now, and it's time we all get serious about changing our mindsets about how we use our gear. For example, there are things that we can do now to extend the lifespan of our phones. And since this is an Apple show, we're going to go over what I recommend doing now to save money in the long run before rushing out to buy new Apple gear. I'm Bridget Carey, and this is One More Thing. So there's a report about how people are running to Apple stores because of growing concerns that prices for the iPhones are going to rise, especially with how China faces the highest tariffs of any country. And China right now is the bulk of Apple's iPhone production. A CNBC report cites a source that says 90% of iPhones are assembled in China. But really, any tech made overseas faces a price hike in the US. So that is what is leading people to rush to buy iPhones now, but that only makes sense to do if your phone is on its last leg and you are going to upgrade in the next month anyway. Instead of panic rushing to buy a phone you don't really need, I suggest we all get in a new mindset about extending the life of our gadgets. The first thing I would do is make sure you have a solid case that will handle accidental drops and that it has MagSafe so you future-proof it with accessories that you might need later on. Not many durable cases are made in America, so I would get something that is in stock now or on store shelves. And a new case always makes your phone feel fresh. I don't use a screen protector, but this also falls into that category of keeping your gear good for longer. Maybe it's something you want to consider using along with a nice case. And think about your charging accessories, your cords. Is anything frayed? Get that stuff replaced now while it's in stock. Get the charging cables and mounts and such. And if you want to spend a little money now to upgrade your setup, that's not a bad idea. You might get renewed love out of your iPhone when you're in standby mode, using it as a nightstand clock with a MagSafe stand. If your phone is in good condition overall, but you're having a little bit of battery life trouble, consider just doing a battery replacement instead of dropping hundreds on a new iPhone. Apple stores might charge around $90 to $100 depending on the model to just replace the battery. If you have an Apple Care Plus plan, well, the battery replacement is offered for free if your product's battery holds less than 80% of its original capacity. Apple Care also comes in handy for repairs if you accidentally crack the screen. I think we also need to start thinking more about buying used products, refurbished goods. I have purchased Refurbished before with no issues. I even bought Refurbished Powerbeats Pro earbuds a few years ago. And I know that is the weirdest tech to buy refurbished because it's been in someone's ear, but it arrived like new and I love them. Don't be afraid of buying used or refurbished, but also purchase from a place where you can return it if the quality is questionable. And this is just speculation, but if prices get out of control, I am expecting that used tech increases in value. So maybe you do want to hold on to your gadgets a little longer because you can get more for trade-ins, or probably get even more if you sell it yourself on a marketplace like eBay. People might pay more for used if it just costs too much to buy new. Now, it's another reason to keep your devices in top condition. And if you want to store some older gadgets, like stuff you're not using now, but you want to keep it around just in case, it is important to store them well. You want to keep the charge of the device around 50%. You don't want to have it sit in storage if it's fully charged or totally empty, because that kills the battery. And if it's being stored for longer than 6 months, you're going to set a reminder to turn it on and charge it to 50% every 6 months. This is not always a perfect tip, but I do encourage you to evaluate how you charge your devices to squeeze more life out of your battery. You can put your phone battery under stress when you're charging it to 100% every night while you sleep, so you can limit the strain with an iPhone setting. If you enable optimized battery charging, the iPhone learns from your daily charging routine, and then it waits to finish charging past 80% until right before you need it. Also, don't expose your battery to extreme temperatures, like nothing hotter than 95 degrees. You don't want to leave it baking in the sun by the pool as we get into the summer season. Sometimes they say really protective cases can also cause a phone to overheat, but you need the protective case because that was my first tip. So basically, there's no winning, but we're all trying our best, okay? Well, it's been a roller coaster of a week for tech news, and I say that because I also reported on roller coasters this week. I hope you can check out another video I did at CNET for the Tech Therapy Show. We got an early look inside the Epic Universe theme park to check out the latest robots and tech tricks. Because you know what? It's good to watch fun stuff sometimes to distract us from the now. So thanks for watching, and comment if you are thinking about buying gadgets right now, or if you're going to be changing your spending decisions. I want to make sure to do more stories on what matters to you. So always, thanks for commenting, and I'll catch you on the next episode of One More Thing.